Hello and welcome to another T-Test Tuesday. Today we'll be talking about another dimension, so I do hope the information that I will be discussing today will be valuable for you. We're going to be looking at dimension 1.2, data and assessment. The use of data to make decisions is the cornerstone of response to intervention, RTI. Formative assessment should be used to adjust instruction for the remaining lessons of the unit, or summative assessment should be used to determine the need to revisit certain concepts throughout the curriculum. You must use the data to drive the instruction. Teach students to track their own progress. And yes, this can be done throughout all of the grade levels. But just remember, use what is appropriate for you and what's going to be appropriate for your students. Any lesson that does not have 70% of student mastery of the objectives or the objectives should be retaught. Targeted interventions can be used on students when less than 30% are not grasping the standard. Interleaving STAR questions into general instruction and/or in common assessments can provide just as much information as our benchmark test. And remember, teachers should not be the only ones sharing student progress. Students should be just as accountable. Share classroom data. Show them how they and their parents can get onto Parent Connection. These are just some things to consider when you're having that pre-observation conference. When you're planning your lessons, do you make time during your lesson to monitor what is happening during the actual lesson? When recognizing student errors, what are you doing to provide effective feedback during the lesson? Can your students tell you, another teacher, or their parent how close they are to meeting their academic goals? Do you use the data that you have collected to plan the instruction for that student and for the class? And do you use the two-way communication you have with your students to help increase the understanding of the material? Here you will see two pictures of examples of how one teacher has used progress monitoring, how the students show their progress in their learning. Now, when you're coming to this type of progress monitoring and you're thinking, what can I do in my classroom? Don't do this alone. When you're analyzing data, don't do it by yourself. Go to your team. Your team is one of your best resources. Y'all can talk together and analyze the data and how you're going to adjust the instruction to meet the student's need. We must encourage students to take more interest in their progress learning. Students should not be the last ones to know about their progress. You should know your students better than anyone else. Every teacher should be able to have a 2-minute elevator walk. And during this 2-minute walk, you should be able to explain the standards being taught, the percentage of kids who are mastering these objectives, and what interventions students are getting who are not mastering the objectives. Next time, we'll be looking at dimension 1.3, knowledge of students. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin. And again, the information that I'm sharing with you is coming from the book, Proficient to Distinguish, Mastering the T-Test. The pictures are from Sun, Sand, and second grade, and I've included the link as well. Again, I hope this information is valuable for you, and I hope you have a great day.